We're going to have a look at question number 5 from the homework. We are given the slope intercept, which is y equals minus 10 over 7x plus 3 over 7. We need to find the standard form. Then we need to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is we'll change this into standard form. Now, we have the equation here. For standard form, we need to have the two variables on one side and the constant on the other. So if you look at the homework here, the standard form, we have the x and the y are on the one side, and we have the constant on the other side. Okay, so if we're looking at this one, we need to bring this across onto this side. So we look at what's the inverse of minus 10 over 7x, and that's to add 10 over 7x to both sides. So we're left with 10 over 7x plus y equals 3 over 7. Okay, we have our two variables on the one side and our constant on the other side, just as in the example, the x and y and the constant. X and y, and that's the constant. So that there is the standard form. So I can put that in over here. 10 over 7x plus y equals 3 over 7. Okay, now we need to find the x and the y-intercept. So the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. Okay, where it crosses the x-axis. Now, if it crosses the x-axis, the y must be 0. Okay, because it's crossing this 0, like x-axis, the y must be a 0. So, we add in the value for the y here. Now, if we're finding the y-intercept, where does it cross this line, this particular line? In that case, the x value must be 0. It can't be out here. We need where it's crossing this line. So we already know the x value. Okay. Now, why we have these two ones is, if we look at our sheet, we're actually told, if we're looking at the y-intercept form, the plus, the constant actually is the y-intercept. So in this one, the slope-intercept form, this here is the constant. So we'll find that for the y-intercept, it should be 3 over 7. That's why we do the slope-intercept, the y, okay, the y equals that. If the x is 0, so y equals 0 plus 3 over 7. Okay? To find the x-intercept is a little bit more difficult. What we need to do is we need to say that the y equals 0. So we use the standard form in this particular case. And going back to our standard form here, we're going to substitute 0 in for y. So we get 10 over 7x plus the 0 equals 3 over 7. Okay, we've substituted a 0 in for the y, that 0 there. So we can simplify that. So that equals, so 10 over 7x equals 3 over 7. Okay, we can multiply both sides. We want to take this away, so that's dividing by 7. So the opposite of dividing by 7 is multiplying by 7. We multiply both sides by 7. We get 10x equals 3 over 7 times 7 over 1. Okay, so 10x equals 21 over 7. So 10x equals 3. Now we need to get rid of the 10. The opposite of multiplying by 10 is dividing by 10. So divide by 10, divide by 10. So we've got x equals 3 over 10. And that's where we put this value, 3 over 10. So we're plotting the actual line on the graph. We've got our coordinates 3 over 10, which is roughly here, and 0. Okay, that's the x-axis. And the y, sorry, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept is 0 and 3/7. 0 and 3/7 is about here. So we can draw our line in, and that's what it would look like on a graph.